Hey there, dreamers and doers. Amanda Rosazza here from Be the Black Sheep, welcoming you to a brand new episode of Magic PD, where we show you how to bring the magic home. Here we have a really special guest today. Everyone, round of applause for Sean Brown. He is the Chief Fire Starter at Ignite the Mind, and he is an absolute legend at creating magical experiences, both professionally and in his personal life. He's got some great stories for us. Sean, how you doing?
I'm great. I love being called a legend. I don't know that I've been called that before. I'll take it.
You should be called a legend always. Legend is the most underused word. Let's bring it back. We're bringing it back. Legend.
Love it. Love it. Let's do it.
So Sean, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So I have named myself in position as Chief Fire Starter, and there's a whole story behind that. But I've been working in and out of marketing in different unique roles for about 24 years, and advertising, 18 years with Disney. I'm still there at the moment too. And I've been really fortunate to work for a super creative company and in some amazingly creative roles too. But with Ignite the Mind, which is something I created because I wanted to help people to think better, right? So many people get stuck in the day-to-day and voicemail and instant message and now Slack and cell phones. No one has time to think. So it's just become like one of my purposes that's really close to me, of helping people to think bigger and better.
I love that so much. That resonates on so many levels with me. I love it. I love it. Thank you for being with us today. Now, I know we've secretly teed up a couple of stories that I am just in love with and everyone needs to hear. So tell us a little bit about that one time that you helped launch Expedition Everest at Disney's Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World.
Sure. What's fascinating is Disney is obviously a very creative company, right? And the space that we work in on a daily basis, there's a lot of brainstorming that goes on. And I know that term can be way overused and cliche, but it really is part of the DNA of working there. And it's a phenomenal asset and something that everyone appreciates. So Expedition Everest was launching at Animal Kingdom, new attraction, and it was the roller coaster for the theme park. And the very small team that I was on at the time, we were used as a think tank for marketing for Disney parks and then across different lines of business. Long story short, our executive came to us and said, look, we need to come up with an idea on how to launch this. It needs to be big and it needs to be Disney. Go figure it out, and I need it today.
No pressure at all.
Oh, it's fine. Do that all the time. Whatever. So my leader at the time, we left the building. We went to some restaurant down the street and totally empty, sat at a booth, and we just started hitting the walls with some of the most insane stuff that we could think of. Because the greatest thing is why not go big? You can always pull it back, right?
That's
right.
it.
You start small, it's harder to go big. Go big,
Exactly.
just if you have to.
Love it.
So in 3 hours time, this is what we walked away with. The underlying moment was wrapping the W Hotel in Times Square in New York. So the TKTS Island, where you can buy discounted tickets for Broadway.
The Jelly Bean, right? We called it the Jelly Bean anyway.
Yes. So we said we're going to wrap the W Hotel with messaging for Expedition Everest. So I can't remember the total size of the signage, but it had to at least be about 30 or 40 stories of signage on two sides of the building.
Wow.
We then created a mock Himalayan village on the ground where we had media working out to cover the moment that we were putting together. So we had prayer flags that were strung across. We had Streetmosphere characters as if they were, Everest hikers, Disney characters, of course. But then the moment was we worked with an acrobatic group called Project Bandaloop. And they do choreography on sides of buildings, on mountains. And they created about a 2 to 3 minute piece that was choreographed to music going up and down the building and trying to reach the peak. And the whole
Wow.
thing was for coverage by media to generate interest and a super large budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah.
pull this off. Um, it was an amazing experience that for the one day had coverage from 75 different media outlets in the US and around the
Mhm.
world, and then not counting the ones that we sent coverage and assets to talk
Yes.
about it.
Yep.
But it was big, it was loud, and it was amazing.
That's incredible. It's like, okay, we've got to launch this thing, guys. Okay, let's take over Times Square. Of course. Of
Right,
course,
why
right?
not? Why not? Yes.
Exactly. Go big or go home. I love that so much. I love it. That is such a fantastic story. And I guess it shows you what's possible, right? When you dream big. And like you
Yes,
said, it's all about go as big as you can think, because you can always scale it back if you have to. That's such an amazing message for people. And I don't think enough of us think that way, right?
no, we generally get nervous, right? And we worry a bit about, well, what are people going to think if I throw this out?
Yeah.
They're totally going to discount this. They're going to go to money.
Yeah.
There's two things, and to me, one is culture, right? A culture of an organization, or whatever it is, or a team within an organization,
Yes.
right? You can still set a culture of innovation and looking for new opportunities and big opportunities. And
Exactly.
the other thing is courage. Have the courage to speak up and bring it out, because the worst that happens is nothing,
Exactly.
right? But the wins that can come from it are amazing, but you don't know if you don't bring it up.
Exactly. Just having that opportunity mindset, right? And just not being afraid to put it all out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's incredible. Love that story so much. Now, you did share with me before we kicked off a little personal story. So you're a
Mhm.
pro at doing it in your personal life as well, which I love that so much. Because why waste all of that amazingness just in our job and in our business, right? We want all that
Yes.
magic to flow through. So tell me why diamonds are forever.
Well, such a great question. I'm glad that you asked it.
Look.
So it was my wife and I have been married now 24 years.
Mhm.
But on our 10th anniversary, I was looking for something to do, right? Because
Yep.
why not? What can I do? So at the time, I think it was De Beers Diamonds,
Mhm.
and they had this campaign that was very notable with this iconic, very strong, passionate violin music and
Mhm.
very film noir, black and white commercials. And it would show the shadows of a man and a woman in their hands, and the man slipping the diamond ring on the shadow of the woman's hand, right?
Beautiful.
Diamonds are so. Um, I believe that there was one about a movie theater.
Mhm.
And so, anyway, I had some very good friends at Disney, and there's a theater that's used for screenings, company screenings, and things like that, and special events, and so on and so forth. And anyway, my very good friend was able to go along with me on what I was trying to create for my 10th anniversary. So
Mhm.
I had my wife picked up at home, and she didn't tell her anything. She hates surprises, but I'm like, well, you're gonna have to go through it with this.
Too bad.
Yeah, exactly. Too bad. So she was picked up by car, and
Mhm.
she was brought backstage where I was standing, trying to look as dapper as I could in the when was this 2000? Oh no, 2004.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if you could look really dapper and good in 2004, but whatever.
We do our best. We do our best.
Yes, that's right. So she met me at the theater. We went in. There was a remote control waiting for me. We hit play, and we watched our wedding video by ourselves in the theater. And so we had a moment where and it was cheesy, cheesy wedding video filming, and we're showing our rings. And
Aw.
but I had a 10th anniversary ring made for her, and our colors were red and white. So I had 5 rubies and 5 small diamonds in it. And at the time that we saw our rings, I put another ring on her finger. And that's how we kicked off our 10th anniversary.
And folks, that is how you nail your 10th anniversary. Every other 10th anniversary that comes since then, if you don't do it to that standard, you failed. Sorry, guys. You failed.
That's right.
That is incredible.
Thank you. I still have a lot of people that, some of my guy friends that are not impressed by that story.
That's okay. The ladies can be impressed. We're all impressed. And
right.
The guys are only not impressed because you outdid them. Let's be honest.
Oh, total jealousy.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Jealousy.
Yes.
That is incredible. But that is literally the perfect example of how to bring the magic home, right? And you don't need to, like, obviously this happened at Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World, but you don't even need, like, you could have gone to a local theater and done that, hey, and hired it out. Guys, you can all make this happen. Okay, I'm looking at all of you out there. Anniversaries, make it happen, okay? I'm looking at you. But just, yeah, and what we covered before, just thinking big, and if you need to scale it back, you just do. Yes. It's just about not being afraid to think big and look at the amazing things you can create, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, Amanda, there's one thing that I am a big believer in, and it's the concept of freshness.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So freshness is making an effort to see things, hear things, taste things, try things, read things that you don't normally do or see on a regular basis. And the whole reason is, look, you wouldn't try to fix your sink with one tool, right?
No.
You might, but it's not going to work out well. So
exactly.
you fill your creative toolbox with context from all these different things that you can see and read and hear and smell, because that's always going to influence your creative behavior, right? You have a lot to reach into for tools. So
exactly.
Well, that's how I try to go on a daily basis.
I love that. And I love that concept of the creative toolbox and always taking opportunities to add to that and having things that you can pull through or pull from and just create something magical, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We all need the tools in the creative toolbox.
It's so true. So true. Sean, thank you so much for your time. Now, if the folks that are viewing this, where do they find you if they want to check out all the things about you? Where are you on the socials? Where are you on the internets? And I will also post it in the description of the video, but if you want to share that now, that'd be amazing.
I love it. I love it. So I am on Twitter at Sean Brown Ignite.
Yes.
My website is ignitethemind.com. And those are the best places to follow me right now.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Those stories were amazing. Thank you again. Hopefully we'll have you on the show again soon. Are you down for that?
I would love it. I would love it. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This has been another episode of MagicPD where we show you how to bring the magic home. I'm Amanda Rosazza of Be the Black Sheep. You have an awesome time wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.